Welcome in, college football fans. It's that time again. It's the eve of week 10 in college football, and we have got the best bets for you for the week. This is our Between the Lines show. Thank you so much for tuning in and all your support on the First and Long College Football Show. We are moving on up, baby. Moving on up, and we would like you to come and help us do so. And you can do that. And that it's very easy to support the show. We don't need your money. We don't need none of that. We need a thumbs up and we need a subscribe. So please do those two things right now. So that way you can be notified whenever we go live or whenever we post content. Mason, how you doing today? Are you ready to lock these bets up?
Man, I'm ready to do it. And also, I'd like to ask everybody to give us your best bet of the week. Give us at least one. If you're watching this show, it could be one that you agree with us on, or one that we may not be thinking of. There's a lot that goes into covering this sport on a national level. So if you know a team better than Mark and I are Georgia fans, right? So we know Georgia. We can give you a good pick on a Georgia game, but if you're a big fan of Rutgers and you got a big pick for the Ohio State game this weekend, let us know. Give us that insider information that we're all craving, because there's a lot to cover here. We're going to give you our best bets. And, hey, this is a community. We want to know yours too. So we'd really appreciate it. And that's another good way that you can support the show.
Yeah, if your team's got like a Connor Stallions on the sideline or something like that, I'd like you to tell me for betting purposes, things like that. Let's work together. Let's learn. Let's earn. Let's burn together.
That's right.
Wait, I think that other one was from another saying.
I think that's a Bob Marley song.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll just stick to the college football best bets. Let's go ahead and jump into that for week 10 before we start burning something. Shall I kick it off for us, Mason?
Let's do it. What you got?
I'm starting at the 12 o'clock slate. I've got a pick for this Texas A&M at Ole Miss game. Here's the deal. I like this Ole Miss offense. I really do. Until they can't run the football.
Right.
I don't think they're going to be able to run the football this weekend. I think it's going to be a problem. I think A&M is getting right. I think A&M has a chance. I really do think they have a chance of going 9-3. Don't look now. It's so weird. I hate to ride this wave, and I hate to lead the show off with a Jimbo Fisher pick here, but I think A&M's going to be able to score. I don't think Ole Miss is some kind of lockdown defense or anything like that. And I like that matchup, this A&M front against that Ole Miss running game. So give me Texas A&M and give me the +3 on that 12 o'clock game.
I like it. I also think that if Texas A&M is going to win this game, which sounds like, you're kind of leaning more towards them winning the game outright. But if they're going to win this game, I think it's got to be a low scoring game. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that they're capable of doing that, especially if they stop the run and don't let them in the end zones, on those run plays. You can take a field goal every now and then, but don't let them in the end zone. And that's why I'm going to pick the under in this game. I got it at 52. And it's funny. I was betting on this game this morning, and I was getting my picks together and had all my picks ready to go. Had to get up, use the bathroom, got caught up talking to my wife, and get back logged in or get back on my computer. And I go to hit save, and it says, hey, your time has expired. So I had to go back and log in. And on this game, I had it at under 53, and it went down to 52. And I'm like, in a 10-minute span. So I lost a point there, but that's fine. I still feel pretty confident and comfortable with this. I think that the under is going to hit for some of the same reasons you mentioned. If if Ole Miss is not able to get the run game going, I think it's going to be kind of a long day for them. I don't think that Texas A&M can score that many points. Like, I don't think that they're capable of putting 30 up in this game, but I could see it being, a low 20s game, 20 to 24 type of game. So give me the under 52.
Yep. I like that play as well. They definitely kind of go hand in hand. Let's keep it moving and let's stay on one of these big games. Another 12 o'clock game that I've got to play on. Kansas State at Texas. Um, Look, we kind of talked about this on our breakdown earlier this week, and I've kind of went back and forth on this thing, and obviously you fans have went back and forth on it as well, because there's been a lot of traffic and comments and things like that. So thank you so much, everybody, for taking a look at that video, and it lets me know that Texas fans really are concerned about this game, and rightfully so. Texas starts a backup quarterback in this game. We don't know a lot about Malik Murphy at this point. We have not seen him in high levels of competition, nor under this type of pressure. Um, I think that it bodes very well for Texas that this is at home. I think that is a really, really big deal here. And I really like these lines of scrimmage for Texas, especially defensively. I think they're going to be able to absorb that physical offensive line from Kansas State, and I believe that that's going to kind of neutralize that advantage that Kansas State has on a lot of these teams. And the look, wide receivers will be open for Texas. Can Malik Murphy hit them? That's going to be the question. It's not going to be if they're going to be open. These wide receivers are elite. This secondary is not elite for Kansas State. But can Malik Murphy get him the ball? I think he can get him the ball to the tune to be able to beat Kansas State by more than 4. So give me Texas -4 here. I think that they're one of the teams that's going to be safe this weekend. Obviously, I kind of picked Ole Miss, to lose in that last one. More than likely, I think they'll lose for Texas A&M to keep it within 3. Here, I think Texas is safe. I think they can win by a touchdown here. Just the overall athletes, I think, are going to overwhelm Kansas State because Texas has got those just the top tier level athletes in college football. Kansas State just isn't there. Give me Texas Longhorns, and I think Malik Murphy can be able to score some through the air. What do you think about this one?
I do like the pick. I really wanted to make a play on this game, and I technically didn't. I've got something on this game I'm going to get to later, but I just don't know what to think about this game. Honestly, there are too many uncertainties going on. Backup quarterback, and we don't really know a lot about the quarterback situation with Kansas State, other than the fact that they've got 2. I don't know how they're going to play them. So it makes me kind of question, from a betting perspective, how this game's going to go. So I'm going to stay away from the spread or the over under even for that matter. But I'm going to move on to a game that we'll certainly be watching in the 3:30 CBS part of their doubleheader. The early game, you've got Missouri at Georgia. And I'm going to take the over 55.5. The over's been a pretty consistent hit for Georgia. I think that Vegas is starting to catch up to this offense. Unlike a lot of defenses, because Georgia's been able to score a bunch of points. On the flip side, Missouri, they haven't eclipsed 40 yet in any game, but I do think that they're capable of scoring about 2 touchdowns and a few field goals maybe in this game. I do
And
think
Georgia
that
gives up about 20 every game, it seems like.
yeah, and I don't think Missouri is going to be much different. I think, to me, the way I see this game playing out is Missouri will not be able to stop Georgia's offense, and they're going to get theirs. They're going to get their big plays every now and then, and I think that Missouri is going to be able to get to about 20 points, 23 points, and I like Georgia to get to about 42, which would give me a cover as well. So I'm going to take Georgia and the -15. I think that this is another strong outing from Georgia, and this is the one that's supposed to boost that resume to get them from 2 to 1 in the CFP rankings. And I think they're going to be motivated. This game's in Athens for 3:30 game. The best game in Athens so far this year. So those fans are going to be riled up, and I don't think that there's going to be much that can get in their way. So, yeah. So I'm going to double dip here. Take Georgia -15 and over 55.5 in this game.
I have got those same exact picks. So, for all those same reasons, I really like this Georgia passing attack versus that Missouri secondary. I think that is much like last week with Georgia against Florida. I think this game plays out very similarly to last week. Um, and honestly, Florida and Missouri, I think that'll be a good game. That's coming up too here in a couple weeks. But yeah, I like Georgia to get that cover. I think this is, I think Georgia's kind of went into Death Star mode here,
Mhm.
kind of sucking everything into the Death Star and just obliterating it. And um, I am a little worried that Georgia's defense is trending in the right direction and could possibly, you know, they could blank them or hold them to 7 or something crazy
Yeah.
and ruin this for all of us.
They are getting
Um,
healthier. I know a lot of people have, myself included, struggle paying attention to depth charts and injuries and things like that. Georgia's defense is getting healthier, and that's a
mhm.
little bit scary for Missouri.
Well, you can't watch the injury reports or depth charts from UGA because they're all lies. They
That's
won't
right.
tell you they won't tell you anything.
You just got to watch the games.
George Pickens was ready to come back for, like, 6 months,
Hmm.
and then we finally saw him, and he made a headfirst diving catch his first play, so I don't know. It's, you can't trust that much, but for all those same reasons, I'm with you on that same pick there.
Yep.
Give me the dogs, give me that over. You want me to do another one or
Yeah,
you
go
all
for it.
right. Well, I got one more at 12 o'clock, and then I'm done with the 12 o'clock hour. Notre Dame at Clemson. This is a game that we didn't really have a chance to talk about this week because it's turned into a non-factor as far as matchups go.
Yep.
Um, but as Dabo would say, that's what they needed to do. They had to clear this bandwagon off. So they did that. Now they're playing Notre Dame at noon. So your congratulations, Dabo, on that. But look, both of these defenses will rule the day. Uh, no question, it's each team's strength. Both red zone offenses are not very good. Um, every offense in the country these days, it seems like, uh, for the most part, can move it between the 20s. The real good offenses are really good in the red zone and they score touchdowns. And neither one of these are great. Um, give me the under 44.5. I rode the NC State and Clemson under last week to a win. And I'm gonna attempt to do that again. So give me the under 44.5 and Notre Dame at Clemson. And by the way, Notre Dame is a 3-point favorite. I don't really want to bet on Clemson at this point because I worry about their ability to score anything in this game. But Clemson's not a bad money line pick here because it could be a
Yeah,
circle the wagons type of day for Clemson. But I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to go with the 44.5. Give me the under.
I like it. I like it a lot. That was the play I was trying to tee up, and I couldn't hit it. I whiffed on that one, so I went ahead and let that one go, and I went on to the next hole. Man,
Yeah.
speaking of moving on, I'm going to go on to the Big Ten. You've got Ohio State at Rutgers. And I'm going to take the under 42.5. Another underplay.
Okay.
It's a short number. 42.5 is pretty low, man. But I don't think that Rutgers can score on Ohio State like
At
at
all,
all.
probably.
Like, yeah. So I would say if I were to set the team total for Rutgers, I would say it's like 7. So and I'd still pick the under maybe. Like I think Ohio State's defense is that good. Rutgers has been a pretty decent team this year, but it hasn't been because of their offense necessarily. So and then on the contrary, Ohio State doesn't score a whole lot of points on offense. So I could see a case where like Ohio State scores about 32 in this game and it ends up, 32-7 or something like that. Maybe a 32-10, you still get the cover, but Ohio State hasn't been really scoring that many points.
No.
There's a chance that these receivers just break out and start playing a little bit better, but I
Nah,
just
just run it.
yeah, yeah,
That's what
just
that
run it.
seems like. That's what they say
Yeah,
here lately. Nah, run it.
yep. So, it's kind of a get healthy game, I think, for Ohio State, where they say, hey, let's not put too much out there. Well, let's just go out there and get the W and move on. So give me the under 42.5.
Yeah. Did you see Mayan Williams is out for the year now?
I didn't see that.
Yep, he's out for the year right after they got Travion Henderson back. So
Mm,
I guess they got him back just in time. Well, I'm going to take it away from the Big Ten. I'm going to go to a bigger number, the Big 12, and let's go to Bedlam. All right. It's
okay.
the talk of the college football country this weekend. Everybody's pissed. Nobody knows who told who that they're not playing this game no more. I mean, I've been getting berated online because I said that uh, Gundy said that Oklahoma doesn't want to play them no more. Um,
Yeah.
and boy, howdy, you'd have thought I set a packet of ketchup under the toilet seat and somebody sat on it. I mean,
Yeah.
my God, everybody's madder than hell. So I can't wait to see this game because I just kind of sit from the outside looking in, look at this rivalry, and man, this is a big one.
Yeah.
Oklahoma thinks that Oklahoma State's their little brother, and have said so online. You can go check our comments on our other video, and if you don't like that, you can go yell at them. But look, I've got I have probably a popular pick and a very unpopular pick. And I kind of expressed my thoughts on this earlier in the week, and it was not a popular pick, and that's exactly why I'm going with it. I'm going to take the under in this game. I'm going to take the under 62. This isn't bedlam as we've come to know it in the past. We everybody's so used to Lincoln Riley coaching this Oklahoma team and them just having the propensity to go out and score 50 and allow 42. And you know, these two teams want to run the football, and I don't think that that's going to generate 65 total points. I just really don't, especially with the clock running the way it does these days. I just the total just I think it's gonna go under that, and I think everybody wants to mash the over. Everybody wants to. I know they do because this number has flown up. So, give me the under at 62, and if you're betting this, wait because it
Yeah.
will keep going up. People keep on betting this thing up because it's bedlam.
Hmm.
So, go against the flow, people. Don't just bet what everybody else is betting. How do you think Vegas builds humongous buildings in the middle of a desert? Think about it. Um, and I'm also going to take Oklahoma State +6. And very, very simple on this. This is going to be a barn burner, buddy. And I think it's going to come down to a field goal. And so if you're going to give me points in a game like this, I'm taking them points and I'm gobbling them up, especially when you give me 6.
Yeah.
So give me them 6 points, man, because I think there is a fairly good chance Oklahoma State can win this game. But at the very least, I think they can keep it within 3. So I'm riding the cowboy wagon. Come jump on if you want to. What you got?
I like it. This was another stay away game for me, just because there's so much emotion. Oklahoma just got upset by Kansas. And I'm wondering if they're. I mean, obviously they want to bounce back. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to.
I thought the
Um,
same thing after UCF, and I bet on
yep.
Oklahoma, and I got burned.
Yep.
I thought,
Yeah.
well, they'll circle the wagons here. They almost got beat by UCF. That's so embarrassing.
That might just be who they are.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um, so speaking of that Kansas loss, we got a comment here. I don't know if Ollie Gordon's going to be held under 50 there, Swither 17. I think if he's held under 150, that'd be a pretty good game for
Boomer
for
sooner to you.
yeah, for Oklahoma. I mean, golly, this guy's unreal. He's the new age Bo Jackson, it seems like these past 5 games. I mean,
All of a sudden,
yeah, this guy's doing it all.
he's
So
reincarnated Barry Sanders. I mean, same uniform and everything.
there you go. That's probably a better comparison. So, all right. So, but speaking of Kansas, I'm going to go with Kansas at +3 over Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why freaking Iowa State's like you're basically telling me this game's a pick 'em on a neutral site, and I don't see it. Iowa State has been pretty good as of late. They have done some really good things on defense specifically. I just don't think that they match up very well with Kansas. I think that Kansas is going to find some ways to get to the perimeter and make some plays and kind of steer away from that front seven. Um, and I think that Jason Bean,
Excuse me.
I mean, has been really the past couple of games has been playing his best football. So
Yeah.
I think that he's going to have another big game, and I think that Kansas wins this one outright. You may want to take this one to the money line as well, but I think it's a closer game than they're thinking.
Yeah, and I think you always have that possibility that Daniels pops out of the tunnel and plays quarterback.
Yeah,
And there's a reason he's the starter and Bean's the second string. I mean, he's obviously better. I don't know in what way. It feels like it's been so long since I've seen him play football for real. But I like that pick. I looked at it uh, pretty hard. I just couldn't quite get a grip on Iowa State and what the hell they're doing, and it just kind of scared me off a little bit. That's all. If I would have had a little more time, I probably would have looked into Iowa State a little bit more. But take me to Mississippi State, Stark Vegas, baby. Um, home of the flaming dumpster. Um, Kentucky goes there and is a 4.5-point favorite. If Kentucky don't beat Mississippi State by a touchdown,
yeah.
what the hell is Mark Stoops actually doing? Mississippi State's not going to have Will Rogers. Is the cowbell that damn loud? Because I don't see Kentucky not being able to just push Mississippi State all around the damn field. I mean, I just really, really don't see it. So give me Kentucky minus 4.5. I think they could definitely beat Mississippi State by 10. I really do. Especially after what we just saw with, uh, um, I want to call him Dennis Leary, so I'll call him Devin Leary. He just threw the ball for like 400 yards on Tennessee last week. So give me Kentucky. Give me the 4.5 points. I think they can cover that.
I got the same pick. I'm going to lock that up with you, and for the same reasons, I think that Kentucky's a better program. I think they're going to be able to run all over Mississippi State and take the kind of take possessions away from Mississippi State and keep them from getting too many opportunities to go score. And I think that this might be a little bit of a quit game for Mississippi State. Season not going well, and I don't know how much motivation that they have for this game. Moving on, another game over there in the SEC. Yeah, I've got Florida at minus 3.5 over Arkansas, and to me, I wish if you can find it at 3, obviously take it. But 3 and a hook, I'll take that as well for a lot of the same reasons. I think that Florida has a little bit more to play for than Arkansas right now. And they're just coming off of a loss to Georgia. They want to redeem themselves as a top 25 team, as they see themselves. And, I think that they can do that. I think Graham Mertz has a bounce back game. He was playing well before facing Georgia, and Arkansas does not pose the defensive threat that Georgia does clearly. And I think Florida wins this game by 10 or 14 points.
Yeah, they better win it, or that's going to be a big problem for them. This is my last pick of the week. Take me out west. Keep me up late. UCLA at Arizona at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. I like the under in this game. I like the under. I played a UCLA under last week. Hit it. I'm gonna ride that train again.
What's that line?
Under 50.
50. I like that.
Yep, under 50. UCLA obviously likes to run the football. They play really, really good defense. They get after the quarterback. They get turnovers. I think this is all, and they're good in the red zone. And that's big if you want to hit an under, right? You gotta turn some people away in the red zone, and I think both of these teams have a propensity to do that. I think Arizona has just showed us last week that they can hang with a running team. They just beat Oregon State last week, 27-24. And did a pretty good job hanging in there with that humongous offensive line and good running attack that Oregon State Beavers have. Why can't they do it here? Why can't these two teams should be able to slow each other down to a crawl? And I don't see both of them are on their backup quarterback, so I just don't see either one just blowing the top off of the defense in this game. Arizona has the ability to, but they're not going to have the time.
Yeah.
This UCLA team doesn't give you enough time to go 50, 60 yards down the field. It's just that's not the way this team's built. They'll get after the quarterback. So give me the under 50 here in a quick game out west as the ball will be ran a lot.
I like that play a lot. I'm going to stick with that game, and I'm actually going to take UCLA at -2.5. I think that they're just a better program than Arizona. Struggled a little bit with Colorado last week, and I just feel like UCLA should be able to win this game by at least a field goal.
Yeah.
Arizona's kind of the trendy team; they're riding high, and I think UCLA and their physicality up front is going to really dominate this game, and Arizona hasn't faced a defensive line like UCLA is about to put in front of them. They're going to struggle to run
That
the
front
football.
seven's for real, man.
It is. So I like UCLA. Keep an eye on them in the coming weeks, and keep an eye on the line right there, because I feel like they're a little bit undervalued right now at Vegas, and we'll see how they do this week at -2.5. I've got two more plays. You said you're done until your money line, right?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to go. We hadn't touched on the ACC hardly at all. I'm going to go with Georgia Tech at +2 at Virginia. Georgia Tech, y'all, is 2 wins away from being bowl eligible. They're 4-4. They could easily be 6-2 right now if they hadn't dropped. Had a bonehead loss against Bowling Green for sure, and then dropped a game against BC as well. Georgia Tech's a pretty good team. They beat UNC and beat Miami, and I think that if a team does not present a strong defense, a pretty strong defense, and better players more so on defense than Georgia Tech is, it's not so much like how are they doing efficiency wise, but how do the personnel for whoever Georgia Tech is facing's defense match up against the personnel for Georgia Tech's offense? If that isn't significantly higher, I think Georgia Tech has a chance to be in a shootout with a team, and I don't see that with Virginia. I think it's a pretty same caliber of player on that side of the football specifically, and I think that Georgia Tech is going to be able to stay in this game and potentially even win it. So at +2, you're telling me that Georgia Tech on a neutral side is a 1-point favorite pretty much, which is still a little bit low to me. So give me Georgia Tech to cover this and win. And then also I've got the night game for CBS, LSU at Bama. I have no idea who wins this game, folks. I'll be honest with you.
Me neither.
I have gone back and forth, and I don't know where to go with that. So give me the over 61.5. I think that this is going to be a high scoring game. I think that this game is going to be in the 30s, like a 33-30 type game. But I could see it going even further. I could see it going to overtime, and I'd feel really comfortable then. So yeah, give me the over 61.5. This offense for LSU is just too tough to stop. Bama's been doing some good things offensively. We know the struggles that LSU has had on defense. So I think there will be a lot of points scored in this game.
LSU should be able to go deep in this game. Or excuse me, Alabama should be able to go deep in this game. Milroe, the one thing he can do, he's like 60% on passes of over 30 yards, and he's like 60% for the year.
Yeah, he's like 64 on the year, and
like he throws it as accurately 10 yards down the field as he does 40 yards down the field, right. And vice versa. That doesn't make any damn sense, but it's consistent. And that's the way he's been. So I'm with you. I don't know where this game's going. I think
plus
this game's
LSU's secondary is banged up. They already weren't good, and now they're banged up. So that's really where that kind of put me over the line to say, okay, let me go over 61.5, which is a really high number. But
Yeah.
I think that I think this is going to be a shootout. It's going to be a good
Mhm.
game.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that one in the nightcap. That one's going to be awesome. My money line pick, you've already touched on it. I'm going to take Georgia Tech. I think Georgia
Okay.
Tech. Um, I actually might put a few bucks on this. Um, but for all the same reasons you said, I think they got just as good a chance to win this game as Virginia. And the only advantage Virginia has is it's going to be in Virginia.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe cold up there. I don't know. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. That'd be something to look at too. But give me those yellow jackets, those smarty pants, those engineers from Atlanta, the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech to get the win. What's yours?
I like it. My money line pick of the week is Texas A&M at plus 130. You touched on that and taking them in the points, but I think that A&M is going to kind of put an end to Ole Miss's season in a way, and
Yeah.
kind of take a little bit of that spark away from their game next week against Georgia.
And Jimbo's going to get an extension after this.
Oh my gosh. I hope not. I don't know if
Another
I can
10
handle.
years and
I
another
don't know if
100
I could
million.
handle another like 3 seasons with Jimbo. I'm not even a freaking Aggies fan, and I can't handle it.
Did you hear he said it's the best 5-3 team that's ever been assembled?
Oh, wow. Let's go through the annals of history this offseason and see how
Yeah,
that
who
pans
knows
out.
how many 5-3 teams have there been? You can't even think of one,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Oh my god.
Let's put their team up against Nebraska of 2 seasons ago, and
Yeah.
see who would win that game.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, that's my money line pick of the week. I just wanted to share a little parlay with everybody that I put down. Um, so just bigger games, right? So I've got Texas A&M on the money line. I've got Kansas State on the money line and Oklahoma State on the money line. I think that this could be the week that you see the Big 12 just get pushed out of the playoff picture in general. Both of those take if both of those take both of those teams, in Oklahoma and Texas take a loss this week, they're obviously out. So I got a 3-team parlay risk. I risked $10 and I could win 167 if all of these hit, which is a tall ask, but that's what parlays are for. You bet low and you win big. So I'm going to see how that one goes. I got another one, a little 5-leg parlay. I'll share with you real quick. I got Kansas State to win again on the money line. Oklahoma State on the points at +6. Georgia over 15.5. Or not over, but I'm taking Georgia and laying the points 15.5. And Kansas to win outright, which I talked about earlier. I've also got LSU to win on the money line. So that's a 5-leg parlay, and risk $10 to win $479. So we'll see how that goes. But just a couple to kind of keep your eyes on. And I'm not telling y'all to go bet this. I would never suggest betting a parlay because they're kind of like winning the lottery, right?
yeah.
But that's what makes them fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've had a I know I don't know what you went last week as far as your record. I was 4-4 last week, 7-0 the week before. Putting some weeks together. I think we're seeing the board a little bit better as the year goes on here, and I like the picks that we've got this week. Glenn Cowher says you better go easy on the high score on Alabama LSU. I think if one of these teams was to not score a bunch of points, I think it would be LSU. I could see where it's like a Florida State situation, early in the year where LSU scores 17 points and that's about it. But you would have to get turnovers and things like that. And I feel like this LSU team has evolved, but there's just nobody good on that LSU defense to slow Alabama down at this point. That's what I'm worried about. Now we hear that Wingo is out. He won't be playing in this game.
Yeah.
Every single secondary player they have is out.
Yeah.
All of them, and they're all transfers in, and they were already ranked 120 something in coverage rate. So Definitely, Alabama's got a big check mark beside their defense in this matchup, no doubt about it. But this is definitely the best offense in the SEC and LSU. So, going to be a really big game, and I can't wait to see that at 7:30 on Saturday night. I will be ready, bourbon and Coke in hand. Can't wait for it. For everybody that's tuned in, thank you so much. Please give us a like. Share your play of the week down in the comment section, please. We'd love to see that. Let's learn and earn together. And so share it with the community. What's the best pick of the week? What are you riding? That type of thing. We'd really, really, really appreciate it. And every Friday, right around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, we're going to be doing this Between the Lines segment. And we hope that you will continue to enjoy us. Put it on your calendar, whatever you need to do. Or you could just hit the notification bell by subscribing below, and you'll know whenever we go live and post content and things like that, because we want you to be able to come hang out with us. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Happy college football betting Saturday, and good luck to everyone. I'm Marcus. That's Mason. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody. Good luck and good night.